Welcome back, everyone, to the Yes By podcast, Newfoundland's #1 podcast. I'm your host, Robert Greeley, and it has been a very stressful week for us Newfoundlanders, that is for sure. We are seeing COVID-19 outbreak like we really haven't seen it before in this pandemic, so I decided to change this week's schedule, call up some friends from all across the country, and chat with them and see what they've been doing to kind of get by and get through certain outbreaks in their cities, because they've kind of lived through it before us, right? I mean, in perspective, this is really the first time that Newfoundland's seen a mass community outbreak. So I'm going to be calling some of my old friends and colleagues in Ottawa and Montreal and Toronto, and really just kind of getting their advice and seeing, what they recommend to get the long days of lockdown done. And, by no means are we professionals, and I definitely recommend that, if you need help to, seek professional help and call the hotlines. But hopefully this can just kind of give you guys a little bit of a different perspective and insight to people who have gone through before. I mean, I was living in Ottawa in the fall there when Ottawa was a hot spot, and it was, really stressful, and, my mental health definitely took a hit. And even now, I mean, throughout this whole thing, it's been tough. I've always kind of prided myself on being an extrovert and super social and talking to people all the time. And the fact that that's just taken away and it's not the same as it is, it's been tough for myself, right? And I miss, going and all the athletes that I've worked with and being on those sidelines and stuff. And I've definitely struggled with it a lot. And I know for myself how I've been really figuring out how to handle things, and what I've been doing more or less is, kind of been helpful. So hopefully, we can get some more insight from other people, and it can kind of all collectively bring us together and help us move forward. So for example, for myself, what I do to kind of get the long days to go by, and especially like when I was in Ottawa, definitely, work out, go for walks, things like that nature. For me, what I've always done is when I go on these walks, however long they may be, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, I always put a podcast on. I crank the volume up all the way so like my brain can't think of anything else besides the blaring sound of that podcast, and it just draws it out. And I find music helps too with that to kind of block out outside noise, but I really find podcasts get my head into a whole other space because I'm actively trying to think about what's going on essentially in that conversation, and articulating and being like, oh, okay, like they're thinking of things like that and like this. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's one thing that really helps me. And also, eating good, like cooking good meals and stuff like that, like making sure your health is the #1 priority has basically been like what I've been doing. But yeah, I mean, I have good days and I have bad days, and it's definitely been a whole 180 from what I've been doing. And, as much as I love the Facebook memories and how nice they are, it sucks to not be doing that stuff anymore and not, be in mass celebrations and parties or gatherings or whatever it may be. But yeah, essentially the whole point of this podcast, this episode, and I'm definitely rambling a bit here, but I think, we're just going to call and we're going to get some outside perspective and, really see how others have been handling it. That, like I said, like Ottawa and those other places like Toronto, they're more populated. They've had growing numbers for longer. So hopefully this can help a lot of us Newfoundlanders get through this tough time. All right, I'm going to call Tremaine, see what he's got to say.
What do you want? You know, okay?
Yo, I'm actually, funny enough, I'm filming for the Yes By podcast. So what I'm doing is Newfoundland's had a big outbreak over the last couple of days of COVID. Like we had 100 new cases today. So I'm calling like my Ontario friends, like people who have been living in the pandemic a while now, and like because this is the first time we've really seen an outbreak. So what are some things that you recommend that you've kind of been doing to pass down the tough days? Because you've been in like Toronto and Ottawa, right?
Yeah, I've been going in between back and forth usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what are your recommendations to getting through the lockdown days?
Finding something new to do, It's never too late to learn something. For a couple weeks now, I just started to get into reading books. Usually I don't read as often, but, I started. Right now, I'm reading about Ray Lewis, about what he's been through in, Miami and the Super Bowl and stuff like that. And next, I'm reading about Bill Walsh, his book. Yeah, but I tell people, just find something new to do that you never thought of trying.
I like it, man. Have you seen Phil Jackson's memoir, the 11 Rings one?
No, my plan. So right now, my plan is to finish these 2 books,
Mm-hmm.
and then over this summer, I'm gonna order Kobe Bryant's book and Phil Knight. So
Okay.
any books near that, the memoir, I should look for that book actually.
Bro, what happened to you? I leave and you get glasses and all of a sudden you're reading all the time. Who is this new Tremaine?
Bro, like I said, you gotta find something new to do.
Yeah, for sure. No, man, the 11 Rings book is good. What's the Ray Lewis book called?
There it is. Ray Lewis. I feel like going on Life, Game, and Glory.
Okay. Nice. I'm gonna check that one out after I finish Phil Jackson's one.
Yeah, it's been a tough time for everyone. So you just gotta start looking for something new to do.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing right now? Studying?
Yeah, I have a philosophy test tomorrow.
How's the online classes? Fair enough. Hey man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, bro.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much. I was so I'm calling right quick for the Yes By podcast. So I don't know if you've seen what's going on in Newfoundland, but obviously we've had a massive outbreak. So
It's a mess.
yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been calling my Ontario friends, people who have been in a massive lockdown and hotspots before, and just looking for advice for our fellow Newfoundlanders.
Stay home, wear a mask.
Yeah.
That's the only. Order your groceries. Don't go to Costco. My advice: order your groceries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been doing the Instacart.
I have it. I've been Instacart since last March.
Okay. How have you been passing the time away? I know you've got the garage all set up nice and cozy with the heater.
Oh, the heater in the garage, yep. So anybody who's got a shed, spend the time in their shed for sure. My brother built an outdoor rink. You haven't got the weather to build outdoor rinks, so.
No, not right now. No, it's too much rain.
Everybody's ponds are wide open. My buddy in CVS, his pond is wide open. He says we can go kayaking. And I have cousins who are posting kayak pictures.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so a lot of outdoor activities.
Everything we can do outdoors as much as you can, especially now that the days are getting longer.
Mm-hmm.
I find that if I can, I say that, but I haven't been out past the end of the driveway all week, so.
True. Drover, you got some Newfoundland roots too, eh?
Yeah. I'm a born Labradorian. I got a Newfoundland birth certificate.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that actually.
That's it. My father grew up in St. John's, and his mother grew up on Little Bay Island.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
My grandpa. So that's it. So yeah, that's it. Order your groceries. Don't go to the grocery store.
I like that advice. Honestly, when I was in Ottawa, I used Instacart all the time. That was
I use Instacart. It's who's calling you? Steven, I'm not calling you. So it's Clara. It's. I had 2 grocery deliveries yesterday. Got another one coming tomorrow. I've been in a grocery store once in 2021, and it was only because I was bored and I wanted to get Super Bowl food.
Fair enough. Well, hey, I'll. This has been 3 minutes, so I'll let you enjoy your Law and Order.
Let's catch up next week.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be chatting with you.
Okay. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye. Yeah, so I got a couple questions for you. Okay, so Newfoundland, we've had like a massive outbreak over the this week, right? Mm-hmm. We had 100 cases today. So now, Cass, you're in Oakville, right?
I am.
Close to Toronto. So how have you been, spending your time, keeping the lockdown days busy? We're basically, what I'm doing is I'm looking for advice for people, because this is really the first time that COVID's kind of taken control of the community in Newfoundland.
Okay, well, something objective, I guess. I take my dog on really long walks, and I'm just trying to think of stuff that everybody can do.
Well, I mean, people would be lucky to have Bailey as a dog. That is for sure.
Yeah, they would, right? Are you looking for stuff that anyone can do, or things that me specifically I'm doing?
You specifically.
Me specifically, I'm still a student, so I'm doing a lot of schoolwork, and I break up that schoolwork with workouts and any opportunity I can to get out of the house. I go for a lot of drives, but that's gas money. So
yeah. How are you planning the at-home workouts?
How am I planning them? I watch a lot of YouTube videos of just different athletes, and try and incorporate that into my gym and what training equipment I have. A lot of body weight stuff, a lot of HIIT stuff. Just something you can do with a flat surface, really.
Are those athletes Juju Smith-Schuster by any chance? You're a big Steelers fan?
It is not Juju, no. I can shout out another Ottawa alum, I guess, though. Was it Fit Duck? Is that
Donald Shaw?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
Donnie's workouts are fantastic.
Yeah, he's got tons of stuff on there, and he's super motivating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that I have much experience with him, but just any no Steelers people.
What'd you think of the Super Bowl?
I thought it was nice to watch a game and not be so invested in it. My dad and my brothers weren't. I mean, they were still upset because they are not Brady fans, but I think that it was still nice to have it kind of more relaxed because the Steelers weren't in it. But it was nice. We made a shit ton of food and we just chilled. Halftime show was awesome.
Yeah, the Weeknd killed it.
He did kill it. It was nice. We just hung out as family. It was really nice.
What about the online school? What's been your strategy to tackling with that? Because I know for me, as somebody who doesn't like to take notes and is now easily distracted by other things going on the internet, I've definitely found it hard to adjust.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all discipline. I have to take notes because I opted to be a note taker for all of the classes, which is, kind of good because it makes me, I usually don't take notes, but it makes me pay attention a little bit more. And, I find myself surfing Facebook like everybody else, but, I only have class Monday to Wednesday, so my Thursday, Friday are pretty free, which is nice. But, no special techniques, really. Lots of coffee.
How's the program? Tell me about the program. Well, tell the listeners about the program, because I know about it.
Well, listeners, I know you're so excited to hear about my program. It's a graduate certificate program at Algonquin College in the field of victimology, and it offers me a placement in April, and I actually got my placement the other day, so it's going to be with the Ottawa Coalition to End Human Trafficking. So
you didn't tell me that.
I know. I just realized as we were talking, I didn't tell you that.
Congrats.
But, thank you. It should be very excited. I'm really excited for it. It's in April, so.
Okay. Is that more online stuff, or will that be in the field a little bit more?
It's going to be in the field a little bit more, but as as much as virtually will permit me. Unless, things are like monumentally different in April, I will be doing everything online.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So now, all right, I'll get you to do a quick list. So your top 5 quarantine/lockdown Netflix shows or YouTube series.
Oh, a YouTube series. What about, so I started watching stuff on like Amazon Video, like Prime Video. So I'm watching The Mentalist on Amazon Prime. I'm watching Sons of Anarchy on Netflix. I don't really watch YouTube series. What else have I been watching? Those are the only 2.
Okay. Amazon Prime. I haven't gotten into their thing. What is it that they have though? They have one show that I've been very much contemplating, but there's so many different. I forget.
I also started. Is it The Boys?
Okay.
It's like some superhero type one. I watched one episode and then I got distracted and I haven't been back to it. But they have free stuff and they have stuff that you can pay for. I watch the free stuff, but they have a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, I watched the Ozarks. I started that on Netflix. I got one episode.
I started watching that in the summer, but I never finished it. It's good though.
Yeah, I liked the first episode. Is it Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman.
I'm very much not a pop culture individual.
No.
Still could not rhyme off like any of like actors and who's in movies and stuff like that. But,
the
guy. What's how's your family been taking care of everything?
Good. My one brother Connor is working from home now. He has been for the last couple weeks. Carson is doing online school as well. Kaylee is in Ottawa. She's home now because she came home early for reading week. My parents are just working. I feel like I have the same conversation with the people in my household every single day. So it's nice to get the opportunity to interact with other people. But we're all surviving.
Yeah, every now and then you get a annoying FaceTime call from this guy in Newfoundland.
Definitely. Yeah, I try to avoid those at all costs.
Yeah, I'm surprised you picked up, actually. See, what I cut out was the 40 missed calls and the failed attempts to actually get you on the line, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, so I guess you'll be picking up... I got that little delivery for you, though, coming tomorrow.
Yes, I'm heading down to Toronto tomorrow with my mom. She has an appointment into the city, so we're going to make a few hours of it and go and get the special package.
All right, Cass, thanks so much. Stay safe.
Of course. See you later.
See you. Yo. The hardest man in the world to get a hold of.
What are you talking about? Contact 3 times.
I'm filming for the Yes By podcast.
Okay.
Dude, you're living with a couple Newfoundlanders now, eh?
I am.
So, dude, we've had a massive outbreak in Newfoundland. So, basically, what I'm doing is I'm calling my Ontario friends, and you're doing school in Toronto. You're doing chiropractic school in Toronto. So I've just been asking people what their advice is and how you've been dealing with the lockdown and getting through everything. So maybe some Newfoundlanders can take some advice from you.
Are you recording this?
Yeah. Obviously.
My advice is to stay patient, focus on yourself. If you have stuff to work out, and like I said, patience is key.
I love it. What's been your lockdown activities?
My lockdown activities, walking to school pretty much. Man, it's 20-minute walk to school.
Okay.
That's pretty much the biggest activity I do. Then I have some weights now. I've been working out, but other than that, it's walking.
I've been doing the same thing. A lot of walking, a lot of runs. You don't have your PS4 or PS5 in Toronto, do you?
No, just straight studying and watching some television.
been studying and watching football, but not any football is done now. So
yeah, it's probably a good thing, eh? Because for people who don't know, this guy is terrible at Madden.
I don't have to explain myself here.
He's actually
even your friends in Newfoundland will find out eventually that I'm good at Madden.
Yeah, no, he's probably one of the best Madden players. Dude, I'd say I put you in the country. I'd say one of the best in the country.
Okay, for a second I thought you were gonna say that you gave me a run for my money there, but
I did give you a run for the money, bro. Yes, I did. That first game that we played, I gave you a run for your money. I got up 7-0, and then I had a pick, and it was almost a pick six. Then I actually threw a pick six, and it went downhill after that.
Yeah, exactly. Downhill, right? It doesn't matter how close the score was. Anyways, go on.
You're doing chiropractor school, like during all of this too, like COVID-19. How's that been?
It's been challenging, but it's the thing I look forward to, like every day, going to school every like second day for labs. Definitely, I'm lucky that our school is still open for labs, so it's definitely I'm not like locked down in my house right now, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And so you have to go out and do like these like I'll call them field placements in a sense.
Pretty much.
There might be a better word for it, but so when you're out and about, especially in Toronto, like what are you doing to make sure you're staying safe?
Other than going to school, I'm at home, man. Like I'm not doing much other than going to the grocery store. I don't go often. When I do, I order online, and my parents sometimes drop stuff off too. So not too much going on outside school.
A lot of hand sanitizer or what?
Try to.
Fair enough. All right, so this question might not be good for you because I don't know how much TV you watch, but what's been like your 5 go-to Netflix series or like anything like that? I know maybe some YouTube content that you've been watching. TikToks, you're a TikToker in a sense.
I love TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot. That's the thing. That's probably the one thing since COVID started that I've been on the most. TV-wise, I might embarrass myself here, but I watch The Bachelor with my girlfriend a lot. So I watch a lot. Other than that, that's probably the most biggest things I do.
Okay, you know what? I didn't think you would cave to The Bachelor.
You know, I didn't cave. You know, I actually wanted to watch it, so it's me like pushing for it.
Dude, I can't get into it. I really can't.
It's annoying. It's like half the time I'm annoyed, but I always skip like the date part. I just like skip to like the drama. Like that's why I love.
So is that what's captivating about it? There's like the massive drama scenes or whatnot.
Yeah, the drama is sweet, but this season's not that good. Not that much drama compared to last seasons.
Who's like I don't watch The Bachelor or anything like that. So
be shut up. I know you want. You know stuff.
I don't, man. I
used to be like you. I'm open now. I watch it.
Bro, I'm not lying. I have no idea.
Right, you know his name at least. He used to be a football player.
Did he? Who? Who is it?
Matt James.
No idea.
Not a football player. I think he played in college or something.
Oh, okay. So he's not like some NFL star that I should know about.
No.
What'd you think of the Super Bowl?
Oh, I loved it. I'm a big Brady fan. And I enjoyed every second of it, even though it was really one-sided. Like, I'm glad I was on the right side.
Okay, did you see? You didn't respond to my text. Did you see the article that I sent you where it was saying that it's saying that Brady isn't the GOAT because of the Bucs defense? Do you agree with that article?
So wrong, man. Like, it's a team effort. Without Brady,
Yeah, I don't know how you knock him when he still put up like 30 points.
Yeah, and the thing is, Brady's not all about the stats. If you take his stats away, like you could put someone in, someone can have the same stats as him, right? Brady's so much more than that.
You look at what Edelman said. He's like the Patriot way is Tom Brady. That's why the Patriots aren't in the playoffs and Brady is.
Amendola said that.
Or was it? I thought it was Edelman.
Amendola.
Okay, my bad. Listen. This is on the fly. My research isn't.
I know. They're the same type of receivers. Like Brady loves the little quick guys, you know. Mm-hmm. Got the other type. How's
your family doing? What are they doing to make sure they're staying safe?
Same old stuff, you know. There's a lot of us, so there's always something to do around there.
Bro, I swear, So for those who don't know, a bed is the biggest shit disturber in the world. And I swear you have your brothers texting me on purpose. So I played in a... Bro, they're still texting me, asking me for trades for Tunsil. I've been out of the Madden League for like 8 months now. I get a message at like 3 a.m.
No proof.
Bro, I don't think I even responded to the last one. Let me see. Yeah, February 3rd, November 4th, your brother goes, Woods for Tunsil, please. And I was like, still not in the league anymore. He goes, my bad, wrong chat. Because that was November, and in October he was sending me that too. And then also in September, he was asking me. And then on February 3rd, so like last week, he sends me... Last week, he sends me handshaking emoji, and he goes, let's do it. And I didn't respond. He sent me that at 2 a.m., bro.
Man, I'm telling you, the Hamids are something else when it comes to Madden, bro. We always want to win. But would you do the trade, though?
I'm not in the league.
I don't know. I gotta bring that up to them. I don't control them.
That league is honestly, though, like one of the most frustrating things in the world, because there's so many good Madden players in that league, and when you like... spots don't come easy, so when you get in, you typically get like a crappy team, and then like you're basically forced to lose to a bed 70-0. Like 70-0. It's not even fair. If I had a good team, I would have beat you though.
But before our gameplay, like I took all your best players, I finessed you, and then I beat you.
Not really, bro. Like you definitely took advantage of the illusion that the draft is more important than what it actually is. In real life, that was kind of a smart trade. Like Travis Kelce for like 3 first-round picks or something like that, whatever it was.
Yeah. Sure. In real life, it worked. 100%.
But in Madden, no, definitely not in Madden. I hate you.
I definitely played you, rookie.
Whatever.
It's over now. I'm not in it anymore. So maybe I'm gonna go back home in the summer.
You tried that TikTok recipe, the pasta recipe with the feta cheese.
You want to see it?
Yeah. Let's see it. How'd it go?
It's been out for a little bit, so it might not look so good right now, but it's over here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that. I'll do it again.
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
it's deceiving. Like you think it's like, I mean, pasta is kind of like one of those things where it's like kind of healthy, not really. Like it's deceiving because you think it's in a way healthy because of like the tomatoes and whatnot, but dude, it's so like filling and not good for you.
100%. The thing is that you also think it's good for you because you made it homemade, you know? So
yeah. Man, when you, like, if you went into a restaurant, you'd 100% be like, oh, this is not good for me. And then, like, when you make it at home, it's like, oh, this is health.
But the good thing about this pasta, it's so quick to make. It's, like, no work. You just toss it in the oven and it's good.
Dude, that was the thing that, like, I've been saying, because people have asked me how it is, and I'm like, it's good. I'd definitely make it again, but its biggest selling point, that TikTok pasta, is how easy it is. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, what are you up to tonight?
About to watch a movie now. I've submitted my paper and about to chill out now.
Okay, what's the movie?
The movie? I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Are you doing like a Netflix party with the girlfriend? Is that, or?
Yeah.
What, like, you know the Netflix feature that like you can have like 2 people watching at once? Is she in Toronto? No.
She's in Hamilton.
Okay. Yeah, no, you know, like, you can, like, stream, like, 2 people in the same time or something like that, right?
I've tried this before, but the thing is, it's super laggy sometimes.
Yeah, true, I guess.
So I think we Zoom, and then we just watch it separately, and then we just talk on Zoom, kind of thing.
That works. I like that better, because, to be honest, the chat almost takes your focus off the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, whenever it's like, and it doesn't slow down, too, right? So you're not, like, lagging at all.
Mm-hmm. What can I hop in on the Zoom call? What movie are we watching?
I don't know. What are you feeling about? You can choose a movie, maybe.
Maybe we'll go for a rom-com, a theme like a bachelor theme. Have you watched Too Hot to Handle?
You're mistaken. That's not the movies we're into.
Have you watched Too Hot to Handle?
No, I don't think so.
So that was like probably in the first lockdown, like when people were watching it. I ended up like lying on the couch, and I'll say accidentally it came on. Like, you know when you're flicking through and it shows like the 30-second trailer. So I was just like, I'll invest in this and see. And I was just like, you know what? Let's kind of see what happens. And I ended up watching the whole series that they had out in like one night. It's so funny to me. That one's an interesting series.
Are you recommending for me to watch it or what?
I don't know. I don't want to be responsible for recommending Too Hot to Handle, because I definitely don't think it's a fantastic show, and it's definitely pretty superficial, but it's pretty funny.
Okay, I may. Thing is, I have no time for TV shows. It's either like a one night kind of thing, like I watch a movie and that's it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, the only reason it worked is because it was such a short series. Like, I think there's like 8 episodes, something like that. Like,
yeah, when COVID first happened, my family, like my brothers and I, we watched a show with there's a broadcasting show. I think you know what it is.
Yeah, the run and gun one. What's
her name? The blonde.
What?
She's blonde. Here.
Oh, like on Apple TV?
Yeah, Apple TV.
Yeah, the morning show or whatever.
Morning show.
Yeah, dude, Steve Carell kills that. I actually got to get back into that. I was watching it.
A new season now.
Yeah, I'm probably like 5 episodes in, and I just stopped. It's weird because Apple TV isn't like it's not like my main go-to, so it always kind of falls on the back end. But that is such a good show.
I recommend it to anyone right now. That was definitely my favorite quote. Like, COVID-19 started, like that was my favorite show
to watch. Yeah.
All right, man. I gotta watch my movie now.
I love the awkward pause, and you were just like, "What's this guy saying?"
Yeah, I know. That's why I gotta get to my movie now.
Dude, I'll let you get to your movie. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Stay safe.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me know what movie you end up watching.
Yeah, I'll send you an invite.
All right, sweet. Thanks, bro. Take care.
Bye.
Yo.
What's up?
I'm filming for the Yes by podcast again. So I was talking to Trey and Cassie. So people obviously, so I haven't told them who I'm calling right yet. So Ty Beezer, if you've listened to the show before, you're familiar with him at this point. The man is famous now for his interpretation of classic Newfoundland sayings. Newfoundland this week, we've had like a massive COVID outbreak, and it's definitely like the first time in the pandemic we're seeing like, a big community spread.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like, what, 50 plus people in?
It was 100 today.
Whoa.
Yeah. So huge. For, I guess, kind of correlation, that would be almost if like Ottawa got 500 today, I guess. What's Ottawa's daily rate at now?
Honestly, I don't even know. I haven't even been keeping up with that. I'm just waiting for things to open,
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
It's one of those where sometimes if you get lost in the statistics, you're just almost drowning.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm calling my Ontario friends, though, people who have been like living in the lockdown life for a while, and just getting insight, man. How can people, pass the time away?
Yo, honestly, man, I'm the wrong person to talk to for that, because lately I've been feeling like Kanye West, man. Holy, I've been losing my marbles. I need some social interacting quick, man. Holy. Like, honestly, what I've been doing to keep busy, I have a couple of classes, so that helps a bit. But trying to do these home workouts, honestly, it's not the same as going to the gym. And yeah, that's really all I could do, man. That's all I could do. Like, just trying to stay positive and just wait for the next step,
So everybody's been saying a lot of home workouts. Cass, is diving into the YouTube ones. What home workouts are you doing?
I actually got a couple of apps. So yeah, I got one boxing app. So I do boxing training where they'll tell you combos, and then you have to like act out the combos they yell at you.
And send me that.
Yeah, precision boxing. It's called precision boxing. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. Because my boxing class literally just got canceled this week.
Oh yeah, because the COVID, That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Oh man, yeah. And I have another app that's like it gives you home workouts
for like chest, arms, legs, everything really. But to be honest, these are more stretches. You know, they're not even like workouts. Oh, they're like do arm circles. 15 times 3, and I'm like, yo, man, like yeah, it's kind of sore, but that's not what I need.
Do you have the Nike training app? That one?
Like the running one. I have the running one.
I got the running one too. Dude, let's be friends on that.
Yeah, okay, I'm down.
But I got they have a training app too, so they have different workouts for a bunch of different things. Like yoga and...
Is that a whole different app?
Yeah, a whole different app. Nike training one. Yeah.
And they give you like workouts?
Mm-hmm. And you can customize it in the sense of like if it's like at home, like what equipment you have available. Like if you want, I have like a couple dumbbells here, so I focus on like the dumbbell ones. Yeah.
That's super sick. I didn't even know they did that. Send me that one.
Yeah, I'll send you that. There we go. Hey, sometimes they're more beneficial to us.
Most definitely.
Yeah. No, that's one thing, man. For me, like to get through like all of this and like a lot of what's been going on, man. Zoom calls, FaceTimes, like getting to chat with you guys. Yeah. Like, dude, I don't even think you know how much I loved like calling you guys while like you were watching the Super Bowl and even.
Yeah, honestly, made the night.
Bro, that's one thing too. I love being able to, as far away as we are, man, like stuff like Uber Eats allows you to still be like connective. So like for those who don't know, I decided to order the guys some like pizza and treats just because I miss them for the Super Bowl and like
honestly, a blessing.
But to call you guys and whatnot, like it's nice, right? Because you still kind of get that little interaction even though you're so far away.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Bro, I wish I was too. Man, what a game, eh, Brady?
Honestly, man.
That's crazy.
Holy, Jimmy was very upset.
Oh man. How's Mama Beezer?
She's good.
What about Audrey?
Yeah, Audrey's good. She's chilling too. Yeah, mans are just out here banging out an assignment. I have an assignment due tomorrow. I have 2 due tomorrow, so I literally just submitted one. Like, literally it's still on the submission page, Okay. And after now, I'm on the next one, and you call that the perfect time, Like, in between that transition. You're giving me, like, whole clear thoughts now, you know what I mean? Like, it's super good.
Yeah. So, one thing I've been asking... What's the top 5 go-to Netflix series?
Ooh, top 5? Oh my gosh. Is this live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not live, but I mean, it's
and I'm not gonna lie, the last series I just finished, and I have to give Audrey a shout out for this one, is Bridgerton. Bridgerton was
You asked if it was live in Bridgerton.
That was a banger, man. The Duke of Hastings. Oh my God, dog. Yo, that show was a banger, Oh man. Ferg would be like, no way he just said that. Yeah, I did. I'm owning it. I'm telling you, Kanye West, man. I'm going crazy. But yeah. So Bridgerton's one. Right now I'm actually starting Shameless. Well, not starting. I just started the third season.
Dude, this might be a hot take. I hate Shameless.
Yeah,
I cannot stand it.
Honestly, like remember we used to watch it the first year, like in the common room. Guys would be watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I used to hate it too. I was like, what the hell's on the TV in here, guys? Like, what are you guys watching?
Dude, it's crazy though, eh? Like the amount of content I'm watching people, especially like YouTubers that I never thought in a million years I would watch, but because there's just nothing else to do, like you've taken like sports away from me, like I'm now resorting to these.
Honestly, now that football's done, man, I don't even know. Yeah. I don't even know.
So the home workouts, you said the boxing and the other ones. Anything else? Because I guess because you're trying to obviously like you're a D lineman, so you're trying to replicate like and get like you don't have like 400 pounds weight.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'm a big boy, but like I'm also trying to get defined. Like what I was working on is trying to get defined. So like I would love more weights. If I'm being honest, all these body weight workouts are actually killing me. Like I know they say that's the best way to like get defined. Everything, use your body weight. Nah, man, it's hurting. Like I would rather just go and like actually use some weights somewhere. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm
gonna tell a story about you right now. So first year, Beezer, his number one goal was to get a 6-pack abs. He worked for it and worked for it and worked for it. And then one day he came in all distraught because Coach B told him that he had to move the O-line, and he was like, "They want me to get fat. Robert, I'm gonna have a beer belly." Like they.
Honestly, this guy one sentence destroyed all my hopes and dreams. He's like, "You want to play? All right. You going to O-line? No 6-pack for you, belly." You know, I'm like, what?
How's the 6-pack coming now?
You know, it's not there. It's not there. I don't know what to tell you. That's honestly, it's funny because like after the Christmas break, when I knew like we were still gonna come back to Ottawa in lockdown, I was like, oh shoot, the gyms are gonna be closed, but don't even worry. You know, I'll cut a bit. I'll actually go out. I'll eat properly. I'll go on runs and everything. Bro, I'm not running outside in Ottawa ever again. Eh? The ice. Tell me how I dropped. I dropped outside, man. Had me all soaking wet. And then in my head, I'm like, keep on going. But I was like, no, I'm not running in this. It's like -9 outside. Who the hell's going to run as they're soaking wet? I went straight home. Never again. Never went outside again after that. Nah, that's not for me. That's not for me. I tried doing jump ropes in my house. I live in an apartment building. I tried doing jump ropes in my house, and the girl downstairs complains they jump too much. I'm like, yo, like, what you guys really want? I'm like, this is not it. I don't know.
She's down there like having like her tea and her crackers or whatnot or anything like that, and it's just doom.
Oh man, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Dude, I love it, man. I miss you so much.
I miss you too, brother. I miss you too.
Hey, listen, you're the first person with a second appearance on the Yes By podcast.
Yeah. Hey. Thanks for having me.
No, it's just like I said, quick calls to, some advice for Newfoundlanders, because a lot of people are stressing right now, right? Like it's,
I can imagine. Honestly, just like stay inside, wash your hands, and just try to stay calm. Everything happens for a reason, so yeah.
All right, brother. Love you, man. Take care.
All right, love you too, bro. Catch you later.
See ya. Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
Just watching some Habs, living life.
Okay, fair enough. So, Jamie, basically what I've been doing is I've been calling my Ontario, Ottawa friends, people who have been in lockdown, primarily since kind of COVID started. And obviously what's interesting and funny enough is you're actually a fellow Newfoundlander. Mm-hmm. Never actually met in person, but so what I'm doing is I'm looking for advice for Newfoundlanders, because obviously it's been a big week with a COVID outbreak and whatnot. So how have you been keeping? We're recording for the S-By podcast, but yeah. So how have you been keeping busy?
Well, I've been keeping busy kind of just by getting deeper into work. Luckily, like film and media production in Ottawa and in Ontario is still considered essential. So that hasn't affected my business too much. So I've been really trying to lean in on just over delivering for people if I can. But other than that, on a tactical approach, I've been doing a ton of FaceTime calls like this. Like, I try to have at least 1 or 2 in my day every single day. Sometimes with the same people, sometimes with different people. Sometimes I even call people that I haven't talked to, I know, in a minute. And I'm like, listen, I just want to hop on a call, see how you're doing, and chat. Because I'm a very social guy. A big-time extrovert. I need human interaction in my life. And if I can't see somebody physically, I might as well see them digitally. Mm-hmm. Like, I do that religiously.
I 100% feel that. I'm the exact same way. Listen, Newfoundland TikTok has been definitely a popular thing with a lot of, social media creators. And for those who don't know you, I mean, you've got a great platform and you've been doing really well on that. What's some insight into making a good TikTok? Because, hey, lockdown, that's a good way to pass the time.
Yeah, so if you're looking to start crushing it on TikTok, especially for all my friends and family back on the rock, what I'd suggest is focus on a couple things. One, you'll hear this a lot, and you'll definitely hear it from me. Any person that's given TikTok advice, your first 3 to 5 seconds, you got to crush it. You got to say something at the beginning of the video that is actually going to intrigue somebody to watch to the end. For example, I'm sure, Robert, you've seen a lot of my content, Local Ottawa Adventures. I'll say things like, I bet you didn't know about this waterfall in Ottawa. When I say something like that, it's really quick. It tells people exactly the value that I'm about to deliver so that they're intrigued, and it speaks directly to the audience that I'm trying to communicate with. I'm talking directly to people that live in Ottawa. So whether you're somebody out in Newfoundland looking to target people in St. John's, talk about this is the best fish and chips in St. John's, and you talk about Leo's, it's not Chess's.
Oh, that's a big take.
Controversial opinions here, just do stuff like that. Communicate directly to who is your target audience. If that's geographical and local, mention them. If that's like hockey players, mention that. I'm sure you've seen some of the hockey TikToks I've made with Tony and stuff. But yeah, just like tell people exactly what the value you're going to provide and who you're providing it to in 3 seconds, and you're set. From there, it's just if you can increase your production value by just adding a little bit of editing or using an actual camera that's going to stand out, you're always going to do well with that. Drone footage, that's helped me a lot. I'm sure it's probably going to, if it hasn't helped you out, it will. Because your drone footage I've been looking at on IGTV is awesome.
I got it's right here.
But those are just some quick, there you go. But those are some quick, easy tips. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Just figure out the value you want to deliver to people, communicate it effectively in 3 to 5 seconds, and then actually make the interesting content with some great music to it. Add text for context if you can, and that extends watch time. The longer people watch the videos, the more TikTok's algorithm is going to put it out. So in a minute or two, that's probably the quickest few suggestions I'd give.
No, for sure. That last point is big. I mean, my podcast one performs really well because people are interested in watching the full 60 seconds, basically. Well, 59, whatever it is. So even though it doesn't have great followers, I like it because it just hit 500 followers, that particular one. And they're hockey people, which is obviously nice because it's a good demographic. But the videos, a lot of them average 8,000 views, some as high as 20, 15K. And it's literally because they're consuming the whole thing, which is different from my personal one, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. One of the TikToks you put out recently was with one of my clients, Adam Chapman. Mm-hmm. And a lot of his videos that have gone mega viral have ridiculous completion rates. So his video that got 13 million views that he put up, I think it was a 22-second video that has an average watch time of 19 seconds.
Wow.
So basically almost every person that's seeing it out of 13 million is watching pretty much the entire thing. So TikTok likes that. If people are watching most of the video, they're going to want to put that out into more and more eyeballs, and you'll do really well. For the most part, man,
yeah, it's true. Likes and comments don't really mean as much as people think they do. I mean, obviously, for the most part, if people are watching for the whole thing, they are probably liking and commenting or doing something. But if you're just keeping people on the platform and they're doing nothing else, the app's still going to like that.
Well, totally. Every social network is kind of competing against each other for attention. And when TikTok sees that your watch time is really high, that means you're keeping people's attention longer than most. So they're going to want to keep putting you out there. They're going to want to reward you. In regards to what you're saying with likes and comments and stuff, I have noticed when I was growing my own platform that there is a ratio I call the 10-in-1 rule, which is basically if I put out a video that gets 10% of the viewers to like it and 1% of the viewers to share it, it's going to do well. Now, if I get both of those metrics with at least 50 or 60% watch time, then it's really going to take off. And if it's 80% watch time, it's you're going to the moon. That's probably a good way to look at it.
So here's what's amazing. There's not many Newfoundlanders. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty that I haven't heard of while I was in Ottawa, but especially us being around the same age. So, where are you originally from in the island again?
So I'm from Torbay originally.
Okay.
My old man's from Kilbride, but all my family, both sides, are from there. I was born in Newfoundland, moved to Ottawa when I was about 4.
Okay.
So I was raised in Ontario. But I still identify as a Newfoundlander. Every person in my family on both sides is from there. I love going back home, and it's a very, very special place in my heart.
No, 100%. I love it. What's your favorite thing to do as soon as you step off the plane?
You gotta go to Leo's, man. I go to Leo's, get myself a nice set of fish and chips and some Orange Crush. Middle Cove Beach, right around where I'm originally from. So my the first house I was ever born in is right down the road from Middle Cove. So from those are like two of the things that I like to do right away, and obviously visit the fam.
Dude, you're putting out some controversial opinions here. You're saying Leo's is better than Chess's, and then you're also saying you're grabbing Orange Crush as opposed to pineapple.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm grabbing the orange. I know pineapple's a very Newfoundland thing. For some reason, it's super popular in St. John's. I like it, but it's like, man, like Orange Crush, it's a classic.
I'm gonna be honest, really I don't like any of it. Like, I don't even like the pineapple one.
To be fair, it's probably a good thing not to like.
Yeah, it's not. I wonder if Tony would put that in your workout regimen as a protein shake or something replacement.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee you will not be seeing Leo's and Orange Crush on any of these hockey programs coming up.
For sure. So, I mean, passing the time away outside of like TikTok, what are some other things you've been doing? Any good Netflix series, cooking recipes that you've liked?
Yeah, it's funny. People always ask me about like shows that I watch, but I'm kind of a boring guy when it comes to just like entertainment. I don't really consume any television or anything. I'm one of those guys that I'm not into a crazy amount of things, but the things that I'm into, I'm wildly obsessed with. So, like I was saying earlier, I'm a big Habs fan. When I say big, like religious. Watch every single game. I try not to miss a game or a puck drop or anything. I'm huge into fantasy hockey. So I'm just obsessed with the NHL. I can tell you pretty much every single problem with every NHL team out there. I love following prospects too, which is another thing that I think we have in common there. Mm-hmm. And stuff. So that, and I've been getting on the ice a bit more recently, skating on the canal a lot. But other than that, I don't really have any Netflix shows that I watch. Last year I watched The Witcher, which I loved. Altered Carbon I watched a couple years ago. The first season was really great, but I haven't watched it since. But other than that, I'd say mountain biking's a big part of me. I love mountain biking, love getting outdoors and just hiking, adventuring, and seeing everything that there is to see, That's the stuff I love to do.
Who's your favorite Habs player?
It's got to be Carey Price.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a Habs fan too. You got to give it to Carey.
Oh, my goodness, Robert. This is amazing.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate the quick call. Stay safe, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Jacob, man, what's up? It's good to see you. Well, hear from you.
Good to hear from you too, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. There's a lot of pressure that comes with interviewing the master of the Ottawa podcast host. And dude, I haven't done my research like you. Okay, this is a last minute thing. I switched up my channel episodes to try and get some relative feel good content out there this week.
No, you're too kind, man. I appreciate that. I'm happy to be here nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll have to do some more stuff with you. But I mean, hey, right quick, how have you been? Because Newfoundland, we're going into lockdown. COVID cases are higher now than they've ever been since the pandemic has started. So, for you being in Ottawa, you kind of have dealt with this for a while now. What's some recommendations on how to pass the time during these lockdown days?
I think kind of where my brain goes to right away when I hear kind of how to pass the time is where I defaulted originally when we went into lockdown. It's like, okay, I have to be at home. I have no distractions. I can be as productive as humanly possible. But like, this is a global pandemic. So I think I came at it from the completely wrong angle of like, I'm just going to try and pump out as many podcasts as possible. I'm going to try and launch a new YouTube channel, add clients. Like I tried to do all of these things. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a global pandemic, so just take some time for yourself. You don't have to be as productive as humanly possible. If you want to sit at home and binge watch the entire Harry Potter series in a day, like do that. Do what's best for your mental health and wellness in a time like this, and don't necessarily look to just try and fill the day with a bunch of stuff so that you can feel as productive as possible while staying at home.
Mm-hmm. What's your go-to binge watching series? Have you had any of those?
I haven't binge watched anything. I'm kind of chipping my way through Seinfeld right now because I've never watched it before.
Interesting. What led you to Seinfeld?
It was a combination of things. Like earlier, or I guess late 2020, I was like, I kind of want to study the greats in different industries. So Jerry Seinfeld is one of the greatest comedians of all time. I figured I'd kind of just learn more about his career. I did have a little Dave Letterman phase, and I watched some old Late Show and some Late Night, some of his new Netflix show. But so just kind of wanting to study some people who are elite performers in their industry, because I'd never watched Seinfeld. I figured Jerry's considered one of the best, so I kind of want to just take that in.
I love that. You're always trying to learn. Have you seen his series with the comedians, driving cars and comedians or something?
Comedians and cars getting coffee. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list to watch. Kind of whenever I get through Seinfeld. There's 9 seasons of it, so.
Yeah, that's man. That was a good show. Like, that's pretty impressive that they stayed on for so long.
Yeah, and they even ended it early, from my understanding. Like, people wanted more, but they realized doing more for them would be forcing it, so they'd rather go out on top and leave people kind of wanting more, while then be satisfied with how it ended.
That's a hard thing to do, man. Like, in anything in life.
Yeah, and because from my understanding, they were making bank with this show, so it wasn't necessarily like they could have done it to make an extra couple bucks, but they elected not to kind of leave a legacy, the show in a good place.
So can you give the listeners any insight of what's coming up on My Social Life? Because I'm definitely going to recommend for, the people while they're at home, one of the best podcasts that you can listen to pass the time away is the My Social Life. You actually came up in a phone call that I had today, eh? I told somebody to go check you out, because they're looking at starting up a podcast, and I said that you'd be a pretty beneficial start to learn from.
Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. And what's coming up with the show? When's this episode going to drop that we're recording right now?
Literally tomorrow. Like, this was a very much last minute. I'm remaking an episode for tomorrow, just so we can kind of get this out there, so people can kind of know what to. Well, I guess not. Obviously, we're no professionals here, but just to have some helpful advice to kind of get through the next few weeks and months even.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of what I have coming up, because I've got my next few episodes recorded. What am I right now? Episode 122 is that right now? So I have JT Barnett, who runs a hockey media company, retired pro hockey player. That's next week. What else do I have? I'm trying to think of who else I have coming up. Jason Portnoy, who runs J-Port Media. Adam Greenberg, who started One Bone. But the most exciting thing that's coming up with the podcast is, I mentioned how I was super into Dave Letterman there. And through his book, I found another book called I'm Dying Up Here, which chronicled the golden age of comedy in the 1970s. And there was one particular comedian who I was super interested in reading this book. His name was Tom Dreesen. He toured with Frank Sinatra for 13 years. He's done 61 appearances on Tonight Show. He's guest hosted for Late Night when Letterman was out. Dave Letterman's best friend was around the Comedy Store in the 70s. Super interesting story. So I ended up just seeing if he had a book. He did have a book that actually just came out, so I messaged him through a contact form on his website and actually booked him for the podcast. And I'm recording with this famous, legendary comedian on Tuesday evening, and I'm super stoked for that.
Damn, congratulations, man. That's going to be a great episode. I can't wait to tune in.
Thank you, man. I'm pretty stoked. Honestly, I just kind of shot my shot at it. I was like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. And he's got a new book. I have a testimonial from the co-founder of Starbucks. Maybe I can leverage that and see if it worked. And sure enough, I got an email 11:30 on Saturday. I was like, call me on Monday morning and we'll set it up. And I was like, perfect.
Man, that's incredible. I just finished the I'm gonna butcher his name there. The Gary Hasey.
Gary Hayes. Yeah.
I just finished that episode, the Pokemon guy, because obviously that's a big one. And obviously I was there for the live Just Dustin one. I loved, dude. Honestly, what I love about the Just Dustin episode is all your even as fantastic as the Babin episodes are. For the most part, these people, they portray themselves like they do in your interview, on online platforms. That Dustin one, there's nothing on the internet of him like that, sitting down for 2 hours and chatting like that, and it's so rare to find.
Thank you, dude. And that's honestly when people ask me what's one of my favorite ones, and I often say the Dustin one, and it's great that it's got its 800,000+ views. But for me, what I tell people, the reason I like it so much is all of his content is him sometimes literally bouncing off the walls. Like I've seen his videos where he'll like jump up and kick off the wall. I got him for 2 hours sitting back in a chair, completely relaxed, talking about in-depth YouTube analytics and how much he considers that. And I was like, that's just such a perspective that no one sees and no one would probably even expect. And that's why that one is one of my favorites more than anything.
No, I've actually just been doing some reflecting on it all, more or less, listening to your podcast more, and even just the club, like attending the clubhouse with you and him and Rainer talking and chat. And I was like, man, like, let's go reflect on that. And I even just reading the YouTube comments and people being like, what? Like, this guy can sit down and chat in a chair for this long?
Yeah, no, some of those comments are fun. There's a lot of his fans too, which is interesting that like, because I remember on the podcast he has it dialed in where it's like his fans will watch up to 20 minutes and he knows within 20 seconds of him concluding whatever's in his title, he'll wrap up the video. But those views are mainly his fans, and the average view on that is an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow. Dude, that's incredible. That's a testament to you, though, and your interview skills, man. Like, good for you. Like, I gotta be honest, it's incredible how great you are with, like, your research and stuff like that. It's something that I'm, like... What's crazy is because obviously I want to be the best host that I can be, and when I look at other people and like I study like different things, and in terms of like who I want to be in the research component, like dude, Jimmy Fallon, James Court, any of those, no, like I want to be Jacob Kelly.
Thank you, dude. That really means a lot. I appreciate that. I definitely spend the most time out of everything I do on research, so that really means a lot to me, dude. Yeah, no,
it definitely shows. I'm curious because, you've been doing this for a while, and it took you a long time because I know you basically held it pretty like morally high that like you would never do a partnership unless it made sense. And I'm not butchering the name, right? It's True Fan?
Correct, yeah, True Fan.
So when you finally decided to, go with them, how did that all come about? And how have you, it's been a few months now into your partnership, so how do you feel since making that decision?
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked with that decision. Still, it was kind of a multifaceted decision. I mean, one, it just made a ton of sense that they were a social media specific startup. So it was a natural partnership for the podcast. They have a couple platforms now. The one at the time it's called Social Rank, and so what it allows you to do is allows you to analyze your Twitter and Instagram followings. So like if you're someone like Josh Sesson, for example, with 230,000 followers, it's kind of tough for him to know everyone that's following him. So he can like upload his follower report into Social Rank, and then he can like sort it through who follows me that's verified, and it'll spit out a list of all his verified followers, or who has the most followers that follows me, and then it'll spit out a list in order of like the people with the most followers all the way down to the least amount of followers. He can be like, who in their bio has who follows me that has Just Dustin in their bio, and he can like see all of his fans that actually have him in their bio. So a bunch of different cool stuff that you can do with their platform, and that I have used in different cases as well for some influencer marketing campaigns that I've done. So I was like, well, so it makes sense from that perspective. Another part of that was they're also one of my clients as well with my agency, and so I've been working with them for a couple of months at that point. One of the things they originally hired me to do was edit their company podcast, and then their company podcast kind of went on pause, and then their CEO Swish called me and he was like, yo, instead of paying you to edit our podcast, can we just pay you and sponsor yours instead? And we entered into a partnership. And I was like 100%, like that's great. They're just great people over there at True Fan, so I genuinely enjoy everyone that works there, and I consider them my friends, so that worked out as well. And then I also retained complete ownership of the podcast, and they just kind of opened up their Rolodex and was like, anyone we know that would be good for the podcast, let us know, we'll make the intro. And so that's how I've gotten people like the co-founder of Starbucks on the podcast is through them. So it's been, I think, over 6 months now, which is crazy, but it's been amazing.
Oh, wow. I referenced it as being a couple months, but wow, yeah, I guess, dude, time has definitely flown during this whole pandemic.
Yeah, no, and I honestly hadn't actually thought about it. So you said a couple months. I was like, yeah, it's been a little while. And I was like, just tracking back how many months it's been. So I haven't actually thought about it until you said that. And I was like trying to do the math as you were talking. But yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so you know what? People are going to be doing like cooking and a lot of at-home stuff. And I want them to go listen to like My Social Life as well. So, we mentioned the Dustin video as being a top one. The Starbucks, the CEO of Starbucks being another one. From the host himself, what are some recommendations where you think people should go and take a listen for episodes?
It's always such a hard question because, like, I'm always gonna I'm gonna give a couple, and then we're gonna leave this call and we're like, oh, I should have said like this episode. The ones that come to mind, the one I did with Zach Conover, who's the manager of Yes Theory, is another one of my personal favorites. He also posted after the interview that he's not going to be doing any more interviews until he feels like he's progressed in the next state of his life, because he felt that this interview summarized everything perfectly, and so he doesn't want to do another one.
Wow.
So just that compliment on its own right was just like, I was floored when he posted that on his Instagram story, and so that added to the impact of that podcast. But that was a really fun one. The one I have coming out in a couple weeks, actually, with Jason Portnoy, so not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday after, that one was a ton of fun. He's a very smart dude, so that one's one that's going to be new coming out that I think is going to be pretty good. I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head here. The Brightest Hour one took me in a direction I wasn't expecting it to go, and that went a lot deeper than I thought. He's one of the most creative photographers I've seen on Instagram, and that one just kind of, we took a left turn I wasn't expecting, and like the last half hour of that podcast was just down a direction I hadn't been prepped for, so I had no notes. I was kind of freestyling with him at the end, but that was a good one. Yeah, I could go on forever. Harry Dry, I believe, was number 80-something. I can't remember that. Elliot Robinson, number 91. Yeah, Ryan Carter, the first podcast of the guy who runs Host with 2 million followers. That was a fun one. I could go on. But yeah, there's quite a few in there, so that's probably a good starting point for people.
Awesome. So that's My Social Life, and you're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere else?
Yeah, YouTube, and it should be everywhere. Your podcast, Google Podcasts, we're on there as well. So it's definitely on all the main platforms.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey man, I appreciate your time, and I hope you're staying safe out there.
Same to you, buddy. Thank you so much for having me on. This is last minute, but I had a blast, dude. This is a great unexpected surprise.
Awesome. All right, everyone. I hope you found that helpful. Even recording this podcast was a nice little exercise for myself. Really FaceTiming some old friends, having different conversations, reflecting, because I stopped the recordings at like the 3-minute, 6-minute marks, but I literally got off the phone with Jacob after like an hour and a half, right, just catching up, which was really nice, because I miss a lot of those people, and it hurts that I can't see them all the time now like I used to. But yeah, hey guys, we're gonna get through this together, and I really hope that you found some value in this podcast this evening. None of us are professionals by no means. This is just kind of some things that we do to take care of like our mental health, especially through these times. And yeah, like I said, for myself, I really like the walks and the podcast and listening to people and chatting with people on Zoom calls and everything like that. But I definitely recommend, like, if you're really struggling, reach out to someone, check out like professional resources or anything like that, because like I said, like, these are just my friends, people that I have in my life that I'm very fortunate that I know and have access and can contact and chat with, because I really do love these people a lot. They're fantastic. They've been so incredible to me. But like I said, none of us are professionals, as grateful as I am for them, right? So in the words of Dr. Janice Fitzgerald, probably the biggest hero for our island throughout this whole process and pandemic, hold fast, Newfoundland. We're going to get through this together, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves. Okay, and this has been the Yes By Podcast, Newfoundland's #1 podcast. In the meantime, stay best kind, everyone.